What do you lose with Atachu going out?
He was playing on our kick return team, and he was backed up in some other areas, but good football player. So we got to replace another good football player, and now it's time for somebody to step up.
What do you think? You walk a fine line between when you have a new player like Grant come in, who obviously wants to show what he can do, to maybe trying to do too much in terms of like catching the punt in the end zone, I guess is what I'm specifically referring to.
Right, so you can just go ahead and ask the question. I mean, if you really look at it, they're punting the ball, I think, from the 32-yard line. When he went out there to field the punt, he doesn't expect the ball to go 70-some yards in the air. So he lost track of where he's at. With regards to, do we want to bring it out? No, typically not. But in a case like that, to be honest with you, I didn't have a problem with it. We got the ball to the 19-yard line. He caught the ball. I think they were still 30 yards away from him. I think it's a question. People just say, well, he caught it in the end zone. He should just stay right there. I think there's other circumstances. If it's in the pooch area, different deal. Punting from the 30-yard line, you haven't seen a lot of those. So I'm glad he's on our team. He gives us a spark there, and he's a dynamic player. So hopefully that can continue. We can grow on it.
4-year-old had freedom to bring the ball out on kickoff all the time. Does Grant have that sort of?
I don't want to give you our parameters, but I think that we've always stated that we want to be aggressive, at the same time not be reckless. And, the kicks we brought out the other day definitely needed to be brought out.
Colin Hill returning kicks for the Packers. Was he on your radar?
Yeah, he's a good football player, north-south guy, strong runner. We have our work cut out for us. I mean, kind of, each week, each returner brings a new problems. This guy does, so we'll have to, hopefully we can cover well and contain him.
What do you see from him in terms of his vision and ability to kind of read blocks as he?
I think he's good. I think he's good at it. He's a natural running back, and just like I say, the way he's built, he's a strong runner, real strong runner, and he can break tackles, and he has yaks after contact. So we got to do a good job wrapping him up.
Ira was saying yesterday that he kept using the phrase "cut and paste" from one week to the next. Just do it again, do it again, do it again. Does that come from you?
It's just, it's the process. At the end of the day, it's the process. We went through Wednesday today. We have our Thursday process, and then tomorrow we kick again, and then hopefully we're set up for success on Sunday. If I just say this, and I've said it before, if you don't honor the process, you don't give yourself a chance on Sunday. If you go through the process, then you do give yourself a chance, and that's what you want,
Reaction to seeing 24+ missed kicks in Week 5 everywhere else but in your building.
Yeah, that was kind of a crazy day. I'm glad I'm glad we made our kicks, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
If you go back through that Packers-Bengals game, that's as rare as you're going to see consecutively. I'm sure that.
Oh, it is, but credit to Mason Crosby. Obviously a pro that's been playing this league a long time. Didn't affect him, and he ends up making the game winner, and they get the win. So I have a lot of respect for that player, and it just shows that a guy that's tough-minded like that, he's always going to bounce back, and he did.
Chris O'Donnell and Xavier Crawford were a pretty good duo with those punts the other day. What's working so well? It seems like Crawford's getting downfield, the ball's going where it's supposed to go.
I thought that they played real well, and I was really happy for those guys. They did a nice job because Hunter Renfrow there. He's sneaky, and to be able to contain him and limit field position and get on that was a big day for all our punt team.
How hard is it to do with? So I think it was the last one. There was not a fair catch, but he still managed to get somehow behind him and then still make the stop.
Crawford did a great job of stacking the player and giving himself an opportunity. I think that that's a tough play, and we always say don't get past the football. And he did a good job there and was able to fall back and make the tackle and limit to under a first down. So felt good about that.
With regard to the tough week for kickers and around the league, there was an odd stat where kickers had a higher percentage from 50 to 59 than they did on PATs last week, which I think seems fairly unusual. What do you, as a special teams coordinator, what do you make of that? What does that say?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see those stats. It's interesting that you say that, but I really
11 of 12, I think, from
11 or 12 from 50 plus, really. You know, like tonight, I watched the big play tape, and I'll watch all the kicks over 50, and it is interesting. I do kind of chart it then of how everybody did around the league, 50 plus, but that's a staggering stat there. And then the missed extra points. It just, believe it or not, it happens. And I don't think. I mean, there's a lot of things you could probably go into. Is it snap? Is it hold? Is it wind? I mean, there's a lot of things. I think each case you just have to look at individually.
50-yarders the last 10 years, guys are just letting it fly and just getting where I can't figure it out myself. It's just a weird.
No, it is weird. I don't have an answer for it.
What about 33-yard field goals versus PATs? Is that a different kick?
I consider for a kicker, I don't call them PATs. I call them extra field goals. So that's how that's our approach on it. I mean, I'm glad the league moved it back. It is more difficult. It throws things into the fourth quarter game time decision stuff. But I mean, yeah, it's a harder kick. Obviously, at our place, especially late in the year. Whereas the old 20-yard extra point was a chip shot. It was a pitch and wedge. Pitch and putt. This one you got to hit a little bit.
Matt's been relatively open the last couple weeks, talking about how much more he's kind of in sync with the defense, special teams since giving up play calling. The special teams coordinator is always right there with the head coach throughout the games. What did you notice from him last week?
I've noticed. Number one, I've noticed the same head coach. But he's always been great with us in special teams and is locked in with what we're doing, and it's been great. Him jumping in the kickoff huddle and getting the guys ramped up. I mean, it's awesome. The guys love it, and we feed off that. We really do. We feed off his leadership, and he's done a great job with it.
I know you're a big fan of DHC. You always talk about him. And how does it feel when you see him make such a big play on defense too? Is it kind of like a proud parent when you see him do something like that?
Oh, I'm always excited when the guys make a play. That was a great play by him, and I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. Because he is the straw that stirs the drink. He's always where he needs to be. And he knows exactly what he's supposed to do. So it gives himself a chance to make plays, obviously defensively and on teams.
The rare trade for a punter right before the season began. I need my pronunciation guide, but what are your thoughts on Bajorquez?
Really good. I mean, the guy can bomb the ball. I mean, it's a lefty, so obviously that's a little bit different. But he can paint the sidelines and try to limit you in opportunities. And then I think him being in the preseason with the Rams and being with Heckard, I've seen a few different kicks that maybe he didn't have the previous year. So we just got to be ready for all of that.
Grant, he's been doing this so long. Has he been doing it so long that a left-footed punter in the spin going the other way isn't something you have to worry about the way you would if it
I think you always. I mean, believe it or not, I worry about every time the ball leaves, right or left-footed. I worry about it. But he's also coming from Miami to where their punter was a lefty, so that does help. But it's always nice to have a left-footed punter hit to your guys, game week.
Can you make the pitching machine spin it the other way?
You can. Yeah, they made them for righties and lefties, so she's a lefty right now.
She?
Yeah, we love her.
Does she have a name?
No, I do not have a name for her. All right. Thanks, guys.